Hi, I'm Lori. I'm a life coach, author, mother, and daughter of the Most High God. And the purpose of this channel is to inspire and embolden you to live your most amazing life. The one that you know deep down in your soul you deserve. The one your soul intended. So if this resonates with you, please like and subscribe to the channel so we can get the word out. So today, I want to talk to you about living life to the fullest. Live your life to the fullest. Live the life that you've dreamed of living. All of this is possible for you. You know, here's the deal. We've been on very uncertain times as of late, right? And we never know how much time we have on the planet. It sounds so dreary, but it's quite literally a fact. I mean, I know people, and I'm sure you know people, who just a year ago were thriving and they have since passed away. And so now is the time, people. You know what I'm saying? Now is the time to live your life to the fullest. So, what does that mean for you? What does that look like to live your life to the fullest? What are the things that you've always wanted to do or be or experience that would bring your life to a whole new level? It's time for an upgrade, right? And you deserve it. Listen, your creator wants you to live the most amazing life and to live it in such a way that you are full of joy and that you are using the gifts and talents and unique abilities that you were given since birth. You know there's something in your life that you are meant to be doing. Reach into that calling, reach into that soulful place and grab it. Let's do it. Let's do it now. This is the time. So when I'm saying live your life to the fullest and do and all of this, I'm not talking about living in any sort of like reckless sort of way. I'm not talking about that. No, that's not it at all. So I just want to make that super clear. I'm not talking about, oh, quit the job, spend all the money, leave the family, things like that. No, this is way bigger and deeper than that, okay? This is like pure essence level, living your life to the fullest, connecting to your calling, your soul. What is it that brings more joy? What is it that you are here on this planet to provide? And with that comes all these cool experiences and increased levels of joy, just absolutely naturally. So I have always kind of, I guess, speaking for myself, really lived life to the fullest. I've had that mentality like high school, 20s, 30s, and on. However, I will tell you that when my older brother passed away, like 10 years ago, it was like this shakening, if you will, that really just was like, okay, yeah, now you really, really need to step it up and live your life to the fullest. You know, and it catapulted me to a new level to go ahead and write the book I knew I was supposed to write, to do this kind of work, to go deeper into my life coaching, to travel to places that were totally near and dear to my heart, and to provide those experiences for my children, and to really spread the word. And on top of that, 6 years later, my other older brother passed away, you know? And so it was just like magnified even more. And I say that all to say, to bring in the point, to rein in that we never know how much time we have on this planet. We don't. So a lot of those things that we've been really wanting to do and we know would mean so much to us and would mean so much to those around us, perhaps the planet at large, we know that those things that are there, we oftentimes sort of put on the shelf, so to speak, because we're so busy with life, right? But now is the time to grab those things and find a way to bring it into your life. So really tap into it. What is that for you? I really want you to take this seriously. I really want you to think about what that is inside of you and Cast a vision for it and write it down and start putting that new life into practice. Just if you're even doing 1% a day or 1% a week in the direction of that which you are called in this life that you know you desire and deserve, you can move mountains. Just 1% here, 1% there. And then before you know it, you will find that you are living your way into that life. And you'll be so happy. You'll be so happy you did it. You'll be so happy, and you'll be a role model to others in your life for doing it, to taking that action. Because it's scary sometimes to step into that higher level of our lives that we really know we deserve. You know, it takes action. It takes like a lot of courage. And it's sometimes easy to just shrink back and say, maybe later. Or I don't know how to do that. Or I'm scared to do it, you know? And that's something that's natural and normal for everyone. But you can find a way around that. You can walk through the fear to the other side. You can release limiting beliefs that are trying to hold you back and make you feel stuck. You know, if you don't know how to do something that you know like you really are supposed to do, well, you know, that's okay. That's a great place to start because it can only go up from there, right? And there's so many resources just at our fingertips. I mean, just Googling something alone can provide a wealth of information. And also, you know, connecting to someone who's already living in such a way that you desire to live, or is living in a career or a lifestyle in which you are called to go into. Connect to a role model. Find a model to follow. Connect with them. Ask them how it's done. One resource leads you to another, to another, to another. At one point, when I knew I was called to write a book, I didn't know how exactly to write a book. I mean, I have had background in writing, and I've contributed to writing articles and such, and had taken classes on writing, but I had never written a book. I didn't know authors, so I started to research it, and I went to the Writers League of Texas, and then I took more classes, and I started all of a sudden meeting authors here and authors there, and now I have a whole section of my library filled with books of authors I know personally. It just happens. And then my book was published, you know, in 2013, and then the Audible version, etc. When at first it was so daunting, like, how do you do it? And who am I to do that? Or how can I create that? Like, it's, you know, again, 1% at a time. And you can find a way. And like I said, you find your way into it, and then you look back and it's like, wow, so now I'm surrounded by people who are also writers. It's kind of cool. And that pertains to anything that you want to be and experience. So go for it, you know, totally go for it. So when we put that all together, what could possibly get in your way? Okay, so what are some common obstacles that can get in the way of you living into that life that you know you want to live yourself into, the one you want to experience, the things that you know you're called to do, you know, the things that were even probably stirring in your heart when you were 10 years old or 5, and they've just been sort of lying dormant. And, you know, when someone asks you, well, what is the one thing you would really love to do? What is it? You know, what is it? What is it? And go into that depth, into that place, and excavate it. When people say, what is it, that one thing that if you had all the time in the world, if you had all the money in the world, what would it be then, right? So tap into it. Okay, so obstacles that can get in the way. Okay, number 1, fear. Fear is just an emotion that we experience. It's part of our human experience. It's there for everyone. And oftentimes it's just You know, the acronym FEAR, false evidence appearing real. So it's really not anything to be feared oftentimes, but we can create it to be a fear in our minds, right? Or what would people think? Or, oh, what if I fail? So try, just do it, right? Okay, I know it's easier said than done, you know, for sure. So, but another fear that can happen is it can be embedded into us, you know, even as children. Maybe we had these huge dreams and aspirations that we thought, oh, this is what I want to do when I grow up. And well-meaning teachers, parents, counselors, what have you, may have, you know, unknowingly and or perhaps wanting to protect you said, oh man, no, that's way too hard to do, or we're not cut from that cloth, we don't do that. And we limited ourselves or got stunted by certain things that were said to us, right? And that you can break through that and just really look at it and identify, like, whoever told you that? That was a lie. You can do anything. You can do anything through Christ who strengthens you. God created you to do amazing, amazing things. Oh my gosh, I have chills all over me right now. Like, I feel a spirit. It's so right on. It's so true, you guys. Like, you know you're called for something special on this planet. So do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Okay, so what's another thing that gets in the way? What's another obstacle? It's time. It's busyness, right? Like, oh my gosh, I am so busy. Like, aren't we all so busy? Like, we have so many things going on in life. How can we even like stop and pause and try and figure out what this like new level life would be? Oh, or like we're so busy doing this, that, and the other that, you know, we're like on autopilot, right? But when you really think about it, oftentimes the things that we're running around being busy with are probably not actually that important, right? Or we could shift the way we're doing certain things to where it's more streamlined. So we then create the time for something else that we're wanting to implement into our lives, right? So being really mindful of what that is, like, where are we putting our time? Oftentimes, the things we're putting our time to are a lot of distractions. I mean, guilty for sure. And so it's just about reining it in and being super mindful. Okay, so now here's my life, here's my day, here's my week. Like, how do I really want to orchestrate it and manage it with my time so that I can do this or that or the other? Like, how much time do we spend that's just kind of doing mindless things, or, you know, whatever it is. I'm not going to knock on watching TV, but if that is one that is for someone that, you know, or getting online, I know this is for me. I can get online researching something, and, or even tapping in on like social media, and I'm just going to go on for 5 or 10 minutes, and an hour or two goes by and I think, what just happened? It was like a time warp. So things like that, you know, distract us, right? Or like shopping, or things that we could just like click, 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 order and have it delivered nowadays and save probably 2-3 hours of your time, right? So just like tune into that. What is it? We all have our distractions. We all have time. Everyone has the same amount of time every single day of our lives, in every day, every week, etc. It's up to us to be like the king or queen of that time, right? And how we want to set it. So there you go, time. Let's just wipe that one off because we can reorganize our time. Fair enough, right? Like, we have the same amount of time in the day as Elon Musk, right? What's another thing that can distract us? Okay, so another thing that can distract us is just not knowing, like, what is that for me? What is this that Lori's talking about? Like, what is this higher level life for myself? Or, you know, what have I really been dreaming of? Have I even taken a minute to dream? Because life gets so busy and really automated, right? And we could just get in the shuffle and wow, Yeah. So it could be like, I don't know what that is. And it's just needing some clarity around it, right? Because clarity is key. Clarity is what's going to put all of it into motion. So just taking the time to really hone in and go deep and think about, what is that? What is that ideal life? That calling, that dream, that vision that you have, and hone it in. And I'll be doing another video on exactly how to hone that in and how to like really figure out what those things are for you that light you up and that are in a deeper calling space and purposeful living. Okay, and so getting clear on the what, that's a biggie. Now, the fourth obstacle can be, there's so many things you want to do, right? Because life is pretty fantastic and has so much opportunity all over the place. And there's so many things that I want to do, that I want to see, that I want to be, that I want to experience, that I want to try on. And so, or to live in different places around the world. So sometimes there's so many things that it casts into an overwhelm, so that you're not really getting any of it done because you're just kind of stunned or paralyzed in the motion of like, wow, there's too much, right? And so it's about like really reining it in, bringing it into like a prioritization, tapping into which is most purposeful and which is most important and called to you to do now. And then those things evolve. So honing in on which of those out of the overwhelm of so many that are going to really elevate your life and bring it to a new level. So when we put all of that together now, I want you to like really honor yourself and honor the life that you have and live it to the fullest. Live it to the fullest. This is your time. Use those beautiful gifts that God, our Creator, has given you, because guess what? The best way to say thank you to God for how beautifully He made you and the gifts He's put inside of you is to use them, Use those gifts and don't delay. Don't delay. Gosh, please go ahead and type in the comments what's coming up for you. What's coming up for you when we're talking about this? Like, what is it for you? What are you going to do? What's an action you're going to take? Or what's something you've identified that you know it's time? Go ahead and write that. Share that with everyone, because in the sharing, you're going to be inspiring other people. Okay? It's beautiful. So I hope that this has touched your heart. I hope this has touched your soul. I hope that you're going to really like take action, man. Like do it. Do it for yourself. Do it for your family. Do it for your life. Do it for this world, okay? The time is now. I'm so excited. I encourage you, go for it. Go for it. Go for it. If this resonates with you, if this is for someone who you love or care for, please share it. Share it and spread the word. Let's get it out there, you guys. Let's elevate the vibration on this planet. Let's elevate it, right? Let's bring it to a higher space. Because can you imagine if everyone was living at a place of living their life to the fullest and living into their truth and connecting to what the soul desires? Imagine what a beautiful world this would be. Like mega. It's already beautiful, but mega bursting beautiful, because there would just naturally be more joy and more peace, less tension, less stress. It is possible. It is possible. So tap into it, because it starts with you. So please do it, and you'll be an example for everyone else, and you'll have more joy. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Till next time, go out into this world and live radiantly and abundantly, because you deserve it.